Hi there, it's Jen from modernmedicinelady.com and the Empathic Woman System, and the word of the day is fuss. And I choose this word because recently I had my two Maine Coon cats groomed, and one of them was like an angel. She just completely just went through the whole process. There were a couple times where it was clearly uncomfortable because she was really matted, unfortunately, and she would just make these little peeps like, this doesn't feel good. But she just was so good and so mellow through the whole process. Whereas our other cat, Jebediah Blackfoot, who's usually really mellow and easygoing, for whatever reason, his panties were in a wad today, and so he was actually being fairly a bit of a drama queen, and he got really fussy about the process. And over time, he kind of surrendered to it and relaxed into it, and all was well in the end. And I will say, nobody was harmed in the process. This is a necessary haircut that they get every year because they really have long fur, and it's just easier for them in the summertime to have a lion cut. And there was no scratching, there was no biting, there was no harm, and everybody is happy and is loving their haircut right now. But it had me thinking about my experience working with clients when I tattoo as well, and how when people fuss about their discomfort, when they get distressed about the fact that something is uncomfortable, what I have found over and over again is that it adds to the time, it adds to the inconvenience, it adds to the discomfort for them, and it prolongs the inevitable. It makes the whole process much more difficult than when somebody just accepts that it's a temporary discomfort, that it's what it is, and that fussing is not going to do any good. Now, I want to clarify that when I talk about this, I'm not talking about denial of something that is not working. I think it's very important that if something is not working, if we're unhappy, if we're distressed, that we acknowledge that that's going on. But there is a difference between acknowledging that something's not working and fussing about it and getting ourselves worked up into a lather over something. And so watching my two cats, one who was just completely chilled out about the process and the other one who kind of got himself worked into a lather for a little while, but then interestingly, after a while surrendered to it and then was just kind of like going with the flow, and it got easier. It's so striking to me how much easier life is when we can accept life on its own terms, as opposed to getting ourselves distressed about the fact that we're distressed. It's sort of like it's hard enough to be uncomfortable, but to fuss about being uncomfortable only adds insult to injury. So my question to you is, do you tend to find yourself fussing when you're uncomfortable? Do you tend to get distressed about the fact that you are distressed? And if that is the case, have you ever experimented with just acknowledging, yup, this is really sucking, and it is not comfortable, and it is not fun, and it's temporary, and it is going to pass, and maybe I can just accept that it is not my idea of a good time, but I don't necessarily have to make it worse for myself by getting fussy about it. So I realize that this is a really personal thing, and I think there are actually some people who kind of enjoy being fussy, but I can certainly say from my personal experience as a healer and as a practitioner who has gone through a lot of processes with a lot of people, fussiness generally tends to cause more distress and not make things easier. So I'd love to hear what you have to say about all of this. Please leave a comment below. And until my next word of the day, I'm wishing you peace, I'm wishing you ease, and acceptance of whatever is. So, in the meantime, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jennifer Moore, Modern Medicine Lady, and also I will be eternally grateful for your help to get this video out into the world. Please like it, please share it, and please pass it along to other people who would find it useful. Thank you so much, and until tomorrow.